Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy TJ Pedro, and this deal the MLB is trying to get past the players. It's causing a lot of trials and tribulations. The MLB is trying to recoup the revenue it's going to lose by not having fans in the stands. And the players are not having it. So this is the trials and tribulations of getting Major League Baseball in 2020. Now, first things first, let's talk about the proposal itself. So the proposal that the Major League Baseball office created had all the right things up until the money. They said that they would stay in the East Coast versus West Coast, so there's limited travel. That's something the players like. The stands will have no fans, which means there's no risk of fans transmitting the virus. That's good. But we get to the money. First, the players agreed with Major League Baseball earlier this year to prorated salaries if there was a season. Meaning, with Bryce Harper getting $30 million this year, if half the season is played, he would only get $15 million. And they agreed on that. They said that's fair. But with this latest agreement with Major League Baseball, they are asking the players to do 50-50 revenue shares. What does that mean? Well, it's basically self-explanatory. The revenue that baseball gets this season, 50% goes to the owners and 50% goes to every single player. So let's put this into perspective. There are 30 major league teams, and right now there are 40-man rosters. That is 1,200 players in Major League Baseball. Let's just say, to put it into realistic terms, let's say Major League Baseball makes $50 million for 82 games. $50 million divided by 1,200 players. The players would only be making $41,600 each. So Bryce Harper, who agreed on cutting his salary in half, was going to make $15 million, now has to deal with $41,600 if you estimate a $50 million revenue coming in, since there's going to be zero fans, zero concession sales. It's all just going to be off TV deals. So to me, that's a realistic number. Now, there is some controversy going on, as Blake Snell said this exactly on his Twitch stream.
Bro, Blake, play for the love of the game, man. What's wrong with you, bro? Money should not be a thing. Bro, I'm risking my life. What do you mean it should not be a thing? It 100% should be a thing. If I'm going to play, I should be getting the money I signed to be getting paid. I should not be getting half of what I'm getting paid because the season's cut in half, on top of a 33% cut of the half that's already there. So I'm really getting like 25%. On top of that, it's getting taxed. So imagine how much I'm actually making to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't making shit. And on top of that, so all that money's gone. And now I play risking my life. And if I get the Rona, on top of that, if I get the Rona, guess what happens with that? Oh yeah, that's in my body forever. That damage is not going to be like, the damage that was done to my body, that's going to be there forever. So now I got to play with that on top of that. So y'all got to understand, man, for me to take a pay cut is not happening because the risk is through the roof. It's a shorter season, less pay. Like, bro, yeah, man, I gotta get my money. I'm not playing unless I get mine. Okay? And that's just the way it is for me. Like, I'm sorry if you guys think differently, but the risk is way the hell higher and the amount of money I make is way lower. Why would I think about doing that? Like, I'm sorry. So in my head, I'm preparing for next season. And I'm actually preparing for right now. But as if I'm preparing for next season. Like, it's super weird, man. More Twitch streams for us, that's facts. But guys, I'm just saying, man, it just doesn't make sense for me to lose all of that money and then go play and then be on lockdown, not around my family, not around the people I love. And
so after hearing that, this is where the trials and tribulations come in. As if Blake Snell, who is projected to get paid, I think around 30 mil. What about, and he's not going to play under these new salaries. What about Mike Trout? The best player, arguably, to ever play the sport. Do you think him, with his over $40 million he is owed, do you think he's going to accept under 1% of his salary? I do not think so. So we are still wondering who would play if these 50-50 revenue splits came in. As yes, some players may benefit. Some minor league players who come in, replacement players, they would benefit from this. But a lot of us don't watch just for some replacement players. A lot of us watch for the stars of baseball. And the stars of baseball are definitely not going to accept a deal where they are getting gypped under 1% of their salary they're going to make this year. I get it. Extreme circumstances cause for these types of measures. But to anyone who says that these players are being selfish and they should be playing for the love of the game, let's just imagine that right now in this work climate, your boss came up to you, maybe you work at a restaurant, you're making minimum wage, and your restaurant said, hey, you know what? You haven't been working as much because of COVID. We're going to cut your salary in half because you haven't been working as much. You would agree to that. You would be like, all right, cool. I haven't not been working too much. So yeah, I'll cut my salary a little bit. But then he came up to you and he said, look, the money you make, we're going to split that now. The money you make at the half mark, we're going to split that now 50-50. So now you went from $13 an hour to about $4. How would you feel? How would you react to that situation? And again, I'm not telling you how to react. I'm just trying to put the image in your mind so you know where these players are coming from when they say stuff like what Blake Snell said. And to people like Stephen A, again, I'd like to ask Stephen A, because he had a $15 million contract. Supposedly, sorry, I choked up a little bit. Supposedly he has a $15 million contract with ESPN. What if they did the same thing to him? What if they cut his salary down to $41,600? Would he be satisfied? Because I know how hot-headed he is. He would storm right into that office and say, fuck that. So, this is going to take a while. And there's a chance we may not get baseball. And look, I'm not totally blaming the owners for this. They did come out and say they're going to lose billions if they don't play a season. And they've already lost a couple billion because they haven't played yet. So they're trying to recuperate that money. But the players are smart now. They know their worth. You got to work with them or you will lose way more than you already have. Because this isn't going to fly. Alright guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like down below. If you're new here, hit that sub button. I'm on my way to 200 subs. I need your help. So get me to that goal by hitting the sub button. Click that notification bell and click all so you never miss another video. Hopefully we come back soon with more inspiring news about baseball possibly coming back. But until then, I'm out. Peace.